Hello. The video I want to show you today is from Liesl and Hermione, team from Traildogs Wienerwald, which is a division of Traildogs Europe. And it's a team that we like very much because we have seen them grow since Hermione was a little puppy. And yeah, it's always a pleasure to see them trailing and to see how they are progressing. In this case, we want to show you a high find. It's one of the first high finds of this dog, doing a very clear ID at the end, at the moment of the find. And it's very nice because you will see how the dog still struggles a little bit to understand the situation, to understand that the scent is coming from up because the runner is up, and she cannot reach the runner, so she needs to indicate or communicate to her handler that the scent comes from up. And this is what we want, not that our dogs communicate with us if they have any problems to reach the runner. This is the area where we are trailing, and this is the trail. Pretty much is this, okay? It's about 141 meters, more or less. I counted this on Google Maps. And there are two interesting situations. Number one is a place where there are like air conditioning machines and things and pipes that make noises, and the dog gets a little bit scared or insecure. And then number two is the high find itself, which is in this point. There is like a round metallic stairs or whatever, a ladder that goes up. And it will be very interesting to see how the dog works, because since the runner is up in the ceiling, there's like a scent cone going to the bushes. You see that, and the bushes stop a little bit the wind. So the dog will need to understand this and make a big circle around to understand what is the situation. So yeah, I think it's gonna be very interesting for you to watch it. The start, they started as a scent article start. I'm not showing here the scent inventory, the whole circle that we did around the starting point, because it takes time and it was not really the purpose of this video. But you see, I like this start very much because it's a very clean start. So the handler tells the dog, gives the dog the cue to start, and then the handler stays in position, lets the dog start moving, and once the dog has moved like 4 or 5 meters, then we follow the dog. This way we make sure that we are not pushing the dog. Okay, that's very important. Little details that make the difference. Here, the trail goes on the left, but the dog needs to make a circle. You will see that she makes a whole circle around the area, which is something very nice. We always have to let the dogs work, even if we know the trail. In this case, we knew the trail, but you will see how the handler is not influencing the dog, is not stopping the dog. She's just following the dog. Okay, that's the tricky thing about knowing the trail. The tricky thing is not to influence the dog and just go with the flow, as we say, no? Follow the dog and keep moving with the dog. When the dog makes some kind of movement, then we have to maybe react. Here, the dog, after making a big circle, she will make a beautiful half moon here. You see, the dog is telling us there is no scent on the left, and the scent goes this way. And this is the area I told you before, with the pipes and things from the air conditioning. Probably you see how she's a little bit concerned. The runner went down this, so she's not very sure of it. You see how she stops, and the handler doesn't intervene because it's not really necessary. If it was necessary, we would somehow help the dog, but in that case, it's not necessary. So we just wait if the dog can solve by herself, which is the case. Now, in this case, I think maybe the dog got a little bit distracted here. It could be possible. It's a possibility. It's not a big deal. It's a very young dog. So as long as she continues working, sometimes maybe we can say like words of encouragement to the dog. But for me, at this stage of training, it's not really important. Because, well, there's scent everywhere, interesting scent. So the dog needs to discriminate the important one, which is the one from the runner. But these distractions can happen, no big deal. And now she continues. Okay, she just made a circle. Maybe she made a circle because she had problems with the scent, but I don't think really. I think it was more possible that it was a little distraction. And now she goes full force, running to the left, which is where this ladder, metallic stairs or whatever is located. Okay, you will see it here exactly, and the runner is up. You see how the dog here stops and starts making this big circle that I told you about because of the wind. And here the dog will make this movement along, you see the bushes, etc. Makes a beautiful, beautiful circle here. It's beautiful. I like to see how dogs work the scent. She goes back to where she came from. And look now, she starts looking up. She starts looking up. She goes back. Sometimes dogs need to make a whole circle, go back a little bit, and say, "Yes, yes, I was coming this way." Shakes because of course, there's a problem here. We know there's a problem because we presented or we prepared this problem for her. Look at how now she's more convinced that the scent is coming from up. She just needs to indicate to the handler, okay? Because if that was a blind, the dog should indicate. Otherwise, it's always guessing, no? We like an ID that tells us that the dog understands clearly the situation and communicates it to the handler. You see how the dog is still looking up, looking up, looking up. In things like this, in situations, you see how she's not going anywhere now and wagging a little bit the tail, like, oh, I'm not very sure of what's going on. Again, she's shaking, but now she knows clearly. And she gives this information to the handler, and the handler was extremely happy. And thank you for the runner, because that's without runners we couldn't do these things. And this is what the dog did in red. You will see the circles that she has made. But all in all, I think it was a really nice exercise, a really nice trail, and I think the dog learned a lot in it. And we also learned how our dog behaves in this situation, which is always great. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you very much for watching.